this industrial park would be able to significantly help us alleviate the challenge of joblessness. And that will be a very good return to our Ministry of Education and to the government. You are investing a third of the budget of the country to education. But we are not having returns because people don't have jobs to pay tax like I do. So why don't we solve the equation by giving them
My
the
name is
jobs
Teresia
through
Nicholas. I am an advocate.
Your
I am a council
Excellency,
member from the Law Society of Kenya. It is
I would
unfortunate
support
upon this day,
Equity
we are
Bank
finding ourselves
will
here in
fully
Siaya County.
support this
Actually, right
initiative.
now, outside the
And Your
Siaya police
Excellency,
station.
you can
My name
leave
is Teresia
financing
Nicholas. I am an
for the
advocate. I am a
industrialization
council
to Equity
member
Bank.
from the Law Society of Kenya.
So that
It is
I can
unfortunate
do. I
upon
just
this
need to
day,
be an
we are finding
apple.
ourselves here in
I am
Siaya
sure,
County.
Your Excellency,
Actually, right now, outside the
2 weeks
Siaya
ago
police
we were
station,
with you.
because
We
we received some
assembled all the
complaints of a
financial,
surveyor
service
who was
providers
duping the
in
public of being an
Nairobi.
advocate,
I would
drawing
like to
pleadings,
direct them
especially
there and tell them I
conveyancing
have
pleadings. That is sale agreement,
managed to
transfer
arrange a
agreements, and
project
whatnot.
we can all
Yet,
syndicate.
that is not the
And then,
purview
Your
of
Excellency, as
surveyors.
you go
So
to
we
the
came in
African
today
Union,
and we
you can
confirmed
show
that
a
she's been doing
project
this for the
in
past
implementation.
few years. We've been able
Your
to nab her,
Excellency, I don't want to
and
take
we've
more
just
of
arraigned
the
her
time.
here at the police station, where she'll be able to record
but,
her statements,
I'm
and the due process
sitting
of the law will take
and
place.
handing over,
We want to urge
believing
members of the public,
that truly,
please,
when you
when you're
start
going
and
to seek
speak
for
to us,
legal representation
you
to an
grant
advocate,
our
confirm
request.
that your advocate
Thank
is
you,
a
Your
licensed
Excellency.
advocate, whom their data is actually with the Law Society of Kenya.
Ladies and gentlemen, a Mohatia clap for Dr. James Mwangi. That choice was well thought, and thank you for your non-parallel presentation. You magnously shared
In
with us.
Siaya
Thank you so
County,
much, Your Excellency, sir.
because we are
Allow me now to invite the Cabinet Secretary, Minister of Land, Housing and Urban
today
Planning,
we are
Honorable
here
Alice
in
Wahome,
Siaya County
to speak and invite Your
because we
Excellency to
have
address
received
us
several complaints
and
from
officially
members of the
open
public
the first Murang'a County
because we have
Investment
people who are
Conference
posing as
2025.
advocates,
Karibu Waziri.
drawing documents, and especially the ones that pertain to land issues. They draw documents, they take money from members of the public, and then when the case goes to court, you find that probably they have challenges and they're not able to trace these people. That is why the Law Society has come out today to ensure that we want to have offices, advocates offices, which are known and being manned by advocates who are licensed. In Siaya County, I think most of the people who are affected are widows who have been crying, especially when it comes to succession cases, where some members of the public have taken up the advocates' route to draw succession documents, send them to court for filing, being manned by advocates who are licensed,
Your Excellency,
licensed.
this is your meeting. But allow me to simply say that
in Siaya County, I think most of the people who are affected are widows who have been crying, especially when it comes to succession cases, where some members of the public have taken up the advocates' route to draw succession documents, send them to court for filing, but when they reach there, they find that they were duped and the money has since gone. So that is why we are here today, to ensure that we clean up the system. And this is an ongoing process. Today we have just been able to make one arrest. Tomorrow we are still going to make more. So we are warning members of the public, if you know you are being posing as an advocate and you know that you are not one, we are coming for you. Thank you.
both the industrialists and
you know that you are not one.
leaders,
We are coming for you.
Your Excellency, they are also fairly, very well educated. You have had Professor so-and-so, Professor so-and-so. So wale wako na degree moja, tuko hapo tu pia karibu, Your Excellency. But Your Excellency,
You
as
know
your
very
Cabinet
well,
Secretary
touting
for
is
Lands,
illegal. You cannot share
Public
proceeds with
Works
someone who's not an
Ministry,
advocate. That's number one.
Housing and Urban
Number two,
Development,
why are we
I want to
allowing
take
these
this
people to
unique
infiltrate
opportunity
our
to
profession?
thank you extremely so
Confirm
because
that indeed
of the
this person is
support
an advocate.
and the
First thing we can
attention
confirm, if you have a
directed
smartphone, you
to
can go to your,
affordable housing
this person
as
is
a
an
program.
advocate.
Your Excellency, I had told these people earlier, because I have spoken, that for us to make good progress in terms of the layout and the plans for the governor must lead in the area of land use planning, so that our land, because it's not a lot, Your Excellency, can be properly, economically planned for purposes of
Thing we can
development.
confirm, if you
And
have
I
a
hear that is
smartphone,
what
first thing we can confirm, if you have
James Mwangi is saying.
have a smartphone,
And
you can
Your
go to your,
Excellency, how
your
else?
Google.
He has
Then you
just
can
offered
search
to
LSK
fund. So Your Excellency,
advocates.
just to give now leadership,
It will give you
and
search
give
engine for the
government
advocates where you can
support and
actually
goodwill,
key in
because
the names
James
of the
is saying
purported
if
advocate
he's
who is supposed to
appointed,
serve
he
you.
will
From
leave
there you'll
the
be able to
rest.
see if indeed
And
the
the
name of that
biggest
advocate is within the database of the Law
Your
Society.
Excellency,
Is a
for any
recognized
government
advocate. If they are not,
is
we will
to
urge you not to
resource,
proceed with that transaction.
mobilize
Go and go to the
funding.
nearest police station, because now we are working with the police, so that we'll be able to ensure the public are not going to be duped by these conspirators who are taking the money, stealing from them, and who are above all tarnishing the name of advocates.
and we are doing that.
Secondly,
Your
to our
Excellency,
members,
and, what was
the Law Society
presented
of
here,
Kenya.
Your
It is unfortunate that you also
Excellency,
discovered
I would say
you are
it's
actually
about
harboring these masqueraders. You know very
90%
well,
complete.
voting is illegal. You cannot share proceeds with someone who's not an advocate. That's number one. Number two, why are we allowing these people to infiltrate our profession by our own selves? I'm calling upon new members of the Law Society of Kenya, myself included. Let us stand vigilant and safeguard our profession. It is a noble profession. It is not just any profession. And if we keep on allowing and hosting these masqueraders in our offices in the name of opening a satellite office and you leave a clerk or a secretary to handle it, it is wrong. Let us be guided by the rules and laws. Rule 5 depicts indeed when an advocate opens a satellite office, have an advocate there to man, not a secretary, not a clerk. Because the moment we open these satellite offices and we leave them with an authorized personnel as an advocate, that is a clerk or a secretary, they end up taking your matters, they end up drawing pleadings to the client.
And
Rule 5 depicts indeed when an
land that the governor gave you, or gave the government 500 acres, already they are working
to handle it. It is wrong.
With the
Let us be guided by the rules and the laws.
Investment and trade, and I'm sure you were briefed on how much so far has
and the
been
due process of the
released.
law will take course.
In health,
we want to urge members of the public, please, when you're going to seek for legal representation to an advocate, confirm that your advocate is a licensed advocate whom their data is actually with the Law Society of Kenya. In Siaya County, I think most of...
give the numbers, but because other counties could also be in the same league, you know, we are working, but people don't yet understand that. Murang'a, among other counties, has 23 markets, ESP and modern markets. Your Excellency, out of the 23, 14 markets, work is ongoing between 20% and 95%. Therefore, only 9 are within the planning and procurement stages. You also instructed recently that we must provide hostels for students. This county has been allocated 6,800 hostels for students for different constituency, TVETs, and KMTCs. You know, the last time you were in Murang'a, you also directed that we work on Murang'a, and Governor agreed that the hospital can also be looked at there around Makuyu level 4. Your Excellency, then the last one is that the affordable housing work is ongoing. We have 10 projects. I don't want to go to details, but those 10 projects, 3 have already taken off from the ground. And looking at the total numbers of the units, I think by end of the year, Your Excellency, we shall be having close to 10,000. But so far, what is in the procurement, taken off, Mackenzie, you know the famous Mackenzie, opposite is Gatanga, and then we do have other projects where you launched recently in Murang'a constituency. That is to say that in terms of investment, the government of the Republic of Kenya, Your Excellency, and I want Murang'a people to hear, kwa sababu kuna siasa hapa duni kidogo inaendelea, Your Excellency. And I agree, it is too early to do politics against development. Even if you want to do politics, don't do politics at the expense of economic development or development that speaks to the needs of the people. And you know, the people at the bottom of the pyramid do not understand that language. By end of it all, Your Excellency, you'll be given a scorecard. And I think for Murang'a, unless we are not fair and just people, this government, looking at now what we have now today, achieved, even his presence here, Your Excellency's presence here, Your Excellency, watu wa Murang'a, let us work together. Tugaga kamuige koyaga ke? Koyaga dri. Let's team up together. Tuachane na siasa. I agree. Gagatemanwa na hau muiso. Na kila mtu ako tayari na siasa yake. His Excellency is not a baby in politics, bwana. Kama tuliweza last term. Sasa hii wakati bwana ni mteremko. You know, we don't want to lose anybody, Your Excellency. We don't want to lose the people in terms of development. Watu wanataka barabara, wanataka maji. Your Excellency, the last one. We have done everything else. increase the budget for electricity for this county, because if we are going to go the route we have said, we need more electricity. And then water. Your Excellency, you remember I left a project in the Ministry of Water. Sitaongea hiyo, unajua hii county where we can get enough water for the entire county, and maybe 60% be taken to Nairobi and other neighboring counties. I will reach there, stop there, Your Excellency. Allow me now, ladies and gentlemen, we put our hands together and bring His Excellency to speak to us. Your Excellency. Makofi, please. His Excellency. Your Excellency, karibu sana.
Murang'a, hamjambo. It is a great honor to join you here in Murang'a County for this important international investment conference, an event that reflects the growing recognition of counties as critical frontiers and powerful engines of national economic growth. This conference is a testament not only to the ambition of Murang'a, but also to our collective national vision of transforming Kenya into a competitive, inclusive, and investor-friendly economy built from the bottom up. Kenya's real strength lies at the grassroots. It is our counties that comparative advantages in agriculture, manufacturing, energy, ICT, infrastructure, and tourism becomes visible. To fully unlock this potential, we must develop strong and competitive value chains. Through the bottom-up economic transformation agenda, we have introduced a multi-sector strategy to support value addition, particularly in agriculture, manufacturing, and digital services. We are moving beyond primary production to strengthen agro-processing, industrial linkages, and market access for smallholder farmers and SMEs. In support of this agenda, the Ministry of Investment, Trade and Industry is developing investment profiles for key priority sectors. These strategic tools will highlight opportunities, showcase value addition propositions, and facilitate investor engagement at both local and international level. I am pleased to report that we now have a comprehensive investment tool for leather sector. This document outlines the sector's high growth potential across entire value chain valued at US$ 80 million, from raw hides and skins to wet blue crust and finished leather products. Similarly, tools for textile and apparel, e-mobility, and business process outsourcing sectors are also at advanced stages of development. By supporting end-to-end value chain ecosystem, we aim to raise local incomes, create employment for our young people, improve food security, and position our counties as globally competitive exporters. Distinguished guests, achieving this vision requires robust collaboration between national and county government. We are strengthening the partnership through harmonized regulation, shared development frameworks, and coordinated investment promotion efforts. I remember very well when we made the decision that it was time to expand our value addition agro-processing capacities. And it was necessary for us to add another 6 special economic zones. I remember calling the governor of Murang'a and telling him that I need 500 acres of land so that we can develop a special economic zone in Murang'a. I'm very happy that today we are not only developing a special economic zone in Murang'a, we are doing so in Sagana, right here in Kirinyaga. We are doing one in Nakuru, Eldoret, and Busia. The project in Murang'a, we have already spent 230 million to develop the first 10 acres of that land. And I can proudly say that we have identified the Murang'a Special Economic Zone as to be the center that will be the pharmaceutical manufacturing hub of our country. And the Ministry of Health is providing relevant expertise to ensure that the 150 billion pharmaceutical commodity supply that currently is being imported from outside Kenya is manufactured in Kenya and specifically here in Murang'a. I hope that we will be able to work together towards making that a reality. I know also that when I informed the county leadership, and I want to thank the County Assembly of Murang'a, the MCAs and their speaker, they expeditiously approved the allocation of 500 acres for special economic zone here in Murang'a. I must say to the County Assembly, with great foresight, we are going to make sure that your decision brings the relevant change in Murang'a County. Let me also say that as James Mwangi has asked, part of the programs that we are developing, Minister Alice has told you about the program we have on affordable housing. Our plan is the first one, 10,000 units already. The first housing project, I am going to come and give out keys in August. In August, we will move to phase 2. All the other projects will be up and running. And why housing? I want to speak to the people of Murang'a. Why housing? You have heard James say Murang'a is #1 in producing avocados, #2 in tea, #1 in tea, #2 in coffee. The reason why housing in Murang'a is so that we will continue to have Murang'a as producer #1 of tea. Because unless we do so, and we continue with land subdivision, we will reduce the land that currently is being used for agricultural activity, and it is going to be land for settlement, and Murang'a will lose its place of being #1 in tea production, in avocado production, and that is why it is necessary for us to provide alternative settlement so that the precious land that we are using for agricultural production for food security and for commercial farming shall continue to be secured. That is the background to why affordable housing serves the interests of our country in matters ensuring that we reverse the land fragmentation that is going on in Kenya that is actually threatening our food security and our agricultural progress. Let me also say the following. To be able to make meaning of the productivity of our farmers, it is important for us also to provide avenues for them to be able to monetize their products. And that is why we are building 23 markets in Murang'a, so that our farmers can have places where they can sell their produce. We will have cold rooms in those markets. We will have storage in those markets. And we will have decent places for our farmers to be able to monetize their effort and their products. At the moment, much of our produce goes to waste because of post-harvest losses, either because there isn't adequate storage or there isn't adequate cold room facilities, and therefore most of our farmers lose their produce after they have worked so hard. That is the reason why we are building markets, not just in Murang'a, but across Kenya. I have given very clear instructions to Alice and her team that we are going to build 400 markets around Kenya so that we can reduce the 40% or so of post-harvest losses from our agricultural production. Let me also say that in this conference, and I want to commend the county government of Murang'a for putting together this conference, that as we do this, it is important to showcase what are the potentials in every county that we have. James Mwangi has made a very passionate case for Murang'a, and I agree with him. Let me just tell James Mwangi that you are preaching to the converted. Because already my plan started before even we talked about this special economic zone. When the issue of Del Monte was being discussed, I told the county government of Murang'a, you can discuss about any other thing, but there must be land for a special economic zone so that we can put up manufacturing capabilities. I am very happy today that it is not just the 500 acres that I asked the people of Murang'a to give, that you have decided that the whole 1,300 shall be used for purposes of manufacturing here in your county. And I want to promise you my government support in terms of planning, in terms of making sure that we realize that aspiration, and the Ministry of Trade is going to facilitate the gazettement, the necessary gazettement of whatever areas that are required. And as you have heard, CS Alice has given undertaking that between her ministry and the National Land Commission, the issues that are outstanding will be sorted out so that we can actualize the plan that will unlock the tremendous potential that exists in transforming the 1,300 acres into a manufacturing hub. Let me say three things in respect to this piece of land. Number one, as I have said, we will facilitate the areas that are required as government to make sure that it is transformed into a zone for manufacturing and for doing all the other good things that you want to do. Number two, we are going to work together to support the infrastructure development around that facility. I am happy that James has confirmed that most of the roads that were outstanding are ongoing. At least you said that the Mau Mau Road towards your home is ongoing. Many people would want to say it is not, but at least you have confirmed that it is. And all the other facilities, and I want to confirm that we will make sure that before we start any new roads, we will make sure that those that are ongoing are completed so that we ensure that we unlock that potential. And because we have done so much already at the rural areas, it will become very easy for us to now concentrate on making sure that there is adequate infrastructure in the special economic zone, and I will give relevant instructions to that effect. Let me also say the following. I agree that we have a challenge of unemployment in Kenya. We have many young people who are looking for opportunities for work. And we have to be intentional. We have to be deliberate as to where are we creating the jobs. One of them, as was said here by James, is value addition, agro-processing, and that space. And that is why my initial thinking for a special economic zone, not just in Murang'a, but in 6 other special economic zones in Kenya, is so that we can transition from primary production of all the aspects that we are doing, whether it is macadamia or avocado or tea or coffee, that we move it to the next value. And therefore, as we work towards ensuring that we operationalize all the special economic zones that we have, with the county governments, we are also working on county aggregation and industrial parks. Again, a set of spaces where we can do primary value addition of products in every county. But we are also doing another 2 things. When I went to China 3 months ago, and we were shopping for what kind of collaboration can we have with China, I told the President of China that we import 600 billion worth of goods from China, while they import only 40 billion of goods from Kenya. 600 billion and 40 billion. And I told the Chinese president that we need to balance this trade. And because there are still many tariffs on our tea, on our macadamia, on our avocados, on our coffee, on its way to China, the good news is that as I talk to you, we are already sending a team to China because China have agreed to a bilateral trade agreement that will see the removal of all tariffs on Kenyan products so that we can expand the market. And Minister Lee Kinyanjui is seized with his team. My good friend here, Abu Bakar, can confirm that the negotiations are going on. It is my expectation that by September or latest October, we should have been able to have forged an agreement that will see an expanded market for our avocados, our macadamia, our tea, our coffee, and other agricultural products to the 1 billion people in China. So, and as I have said earlier, we are not only looking at that market, we already have signed and ratified last year the economic partnership agreement with the European Union, and we now have duty-free and quota-free access of our products to the 27 member.
Lakini kwa sababu ya maneno ilikuwa hapo namna hii, mambo yakaenda hivi, tukachagua ule mtu wa fitina. Ule mtu akiamka asubuhi fitina, akikula lunch fitina, hawezi jenga choo, hawezi jenga darasa, hawezi beba empowerment. Sasa mimi naona bado tena anazunguka tu, anasema sijui Kawaya alifanya nini, sijui Sudi alifanya nini, sijui ana base. Sasa unashinda ule mtu. Naibu Rais, mimi nataka nikuombe, nyinyi mkijenga soko na William Ruto, mkijenga barabara, mkijenga hayo maneno makubwa, pia utuongoze kwa hii ya kuinua mama mboga. Soko ikijengwa hapa na kila mama mboga apata shilingi 10,000, hiyo area itakuwa imebaki vile ilikuwa zamani? Si itakuwa imebadilika? Na sisi tumekuja na tumesema ile kidogo tunapata mshahara mlitupatia na biashara zetu ndogo tutachanga kidogo, tuhakikishe naibu wa rais na rais wakijenga sokoni, sisi tunanunulia nyinyi sukuma, tunanunulia nyinyi cabbage, tunanunua viazi ili wamama wetu wang'are. Si ni kweli jamani? Kuna makosa hapo? Na ndio mimi nataka niseme hivi. Unajua ule mtu wa nusu tano, nataka hata nyinyi watu wa hapa Mwana muniambie kama kuna siku moja umai uona yule mtu akisimama akasema anasaidia mtoto kwenda shule. Kama umai sikia hata siku moja yule mtu akisimama akisema anasaidia mtu ya bodaboda. Kazi yake ni fitina kwa fitina.
Na tumehakikisha kwamba mwaka huu katika hiyo budget wale watu hawalipi kodi, tutahakikisha kwamba wamelipa, sana matajiri ambao wanahepa kulipa kodi. Ndio unaona nchi haina rasilimali za kutosha. Kwa hivyo hiyo budget ya jana iko na mambo matatu. Kwanza, ya kuhakikisha ya kwamba hakuna nyongeza ya ushuru mpya. Ya pili, hiyo bajeti itahakikisha wale matajiri wanatumia shortcut kutolipa ushuru, wamelipa ushuru. Na jambo la tatu, wale watumishi wa serikali ambao wanaiba pesa ya umma ambayo imetumika kuweka stima, kujenga masoko, kujenga barabara, wanaiba hiyo mali, tutapigana nao, na mimi ndio nitaongoza hiyo vita ya kupigana na wafisadi ambao wanaiba mali ya umma ambayo inafanya nchi yetu iendelee kuteseka, ili hali Mungu ametubariki na rasilimali za kutosha. Wafisadi wakwende wasikwende, waende wasiende. Kwa hivyo hiyo budget iko na mambo matatu.
Ya kwenyu hana mambo anakuja kuambia mambo ya kwenyu, hana mambo anakuja kuambia mambo yenyu. Anakuja kuongelea Kawaya, anaongelea William Ruto, anasema deputy president sijui yesa, sijui nini. Huyo ni kiongozi ana mpango wowote na maisha yenu. Kweli si kweli? Deputy president ameongea hapa karibu 1 hour, si ndio? Mmesikia akiongea mambo ya mtu? Si ameongea mambo ya mpango wa kazi wa serikali anayotumikia, si ndio? Na ndio maana sisi tumesema wale watu wa matusi, wale watu wa siasa za uchochezi na ukabila, tumeambiwa na Kawaya hapa wakati walikuwa kwa vyeo, hawakuja hapa kuongea mambo ya miradi ya serikali. Hawakuja waambie hiyo barabara yenu kutoka hapa kwenda Kangundo na hizo zingine deputy president ametaja, masoko zenyu. Hawakuja kuambia mpango ya serikali na hiyo kazi yenu. Muliwaona? Lakini sasa wametolewa kwa serikali, wanakuja kuambia huyu Kawaya hafai kuwakilisha kwa serikali ya William Ruto na Kithure Kindiki. Si nyinyi ndio wenye kuamua? Mumeamua Kawaya awakilishe na viongozi wengine ambao mmechagua. Na ndio nakubaliana na naibu wa rais, hata ndugu yetu our elder brother Mheshimiwa Kalonzo Musyoka alikuwa co-chair yangu kwa ile kamati ya NADCO ambayo tulianza kuleta Kenya pamoja. na kwa hiyo kazi tuliagana, ni vizuri viongozi wote tufanye kazi pamoja na tusitishe na tukomeshe siasa za ukabila, siasa za chuki, siasa za migawanyiko na siasa za kuchochea Wakenya kwa misingi ya ukabila na kwenye wanatoka. Sasa sisi tunataka tumuulize ndugu yetu Kalonzo Musyoka asikubali kuingizwa kwa hizo siasa potovu, siasa ambazo zitaturudisha nyuma. Tunataka tushirikiane na nyinyi kama jamii, kama Wakenya wengine, ili tusongeshe Kenya pamoja mbele. Kweli si kweli? Kwa hivyo mkisikia mtu anakuja kuambia wewe ni kazi yangu, sasa wewe ni ndugu yangu, utakuwa kazi namna gani? Si nyinyi ni ndugu wetu? Ukisikia mtu anakuambia kazi ni kama yule mtu unapatana na bibi yako, kazi yangu. Kwa hivyo mkisikia mtu anakuja kuambia wewe ni kazi yangu, kwa hivyo mkisikia mtu anakuja kuambia wewe ni kazi yangu, sasa wewe ni ndugu yangu, utakuwa kazi namna gani? Si nyinyi ni ndugu wetu? Ukisikia mtu anakuambia kazi ni kama yule mtu unapatana na bibi yako, anakuambia hapana, huyu bibi ni kazi yangu. Ni ukora si ukora? Ni ukora si ukora? Wale ni wakora si wakora? Tuendelee na kazi. Na wanasema alikuja hapa Ngome, tungefaa kukaa kwetu mlima, sijui wengine wakae kwao kwa lake, akina Sudi wakae kwao bonde la Ufa, tutembee masaa kumi tutembee. Tufanye ngome tusifanye. Tufanye. Ni yeye amesema, hata wale wakikasirika, hata wakileta siasa ya uchochezi, hata wakileta chuki na ukabila, tunawaambia ukabila shetani ya nini? Chuki shetani. Siasa
invest in Kenya. And
ya nini?
Directed that investor to Murang'a is one gentleman in our midst. I want him to stand. That's this good man. He was with us he was with me in China. Welcome, and I am told already there is a relationship between him and the county of Murang'a. He intends to develop infrastructure on 400 acres. Mr. Kangata, I am handing over that investor to you, and I don't need any fees.
Siasa ya chuki.
Yeah. So, when he mentioned to me in China that he has money to invest, and thank you very much for having confidence in our country, my friend. You have seen from the pitch by James that, in fact, you are in the right place in Murang'a County. To further support county-level investment, the national government, through the Ministry of Investment, Trade and Industry, has developed the County Licensing Uniform Act of 2024 and the accompanying regulations 2025 to simplify and harmonize licensing. These are currently with the Attorney General for submission to Parliament.
Mkisikia mtu anakuja kuambia wewe ni kazi yangu, sasa wewe ni ndugu yangu, utakuwa kazi namna gani? Si nyinyi ni mandugu wetu? Ukisikia mtu anakuambia kazi ni kama yule mtu.
Guide investors and help counties enhance their competitiveness. Other key tools include county aggregation industrial parks aimed at spurring local industrial growth, and in a county investment conference guide to standardize engagement, promotion, and follow-up practices. In Murang'a, already Murang'a is leading by example. I encourage all counties to adopt this tool to ensure that their investment forum deliver tangible and lasting outcomes. Building on this momentum, let me take this opportunity to invite all investors and stakeholders to the upcoming Kenya International Investment Conference in March 2026. This landmark event will bring together investors, financiers, county governments, and the development partners from across the globe. Let us carry the momentum from Murang'a to the national stage. And I want to ask our counties, because we want to pitch for Kenya together with all our counties, so that we can showcase Kenya as a unified destination. We will be able to showcase what is available in Kisii, what's available in Kisumu, what's available in Murang'a, in Mombasa, in Turkana, and all the other counties. As we do this here in Murang'a, we want Murang'a to be at the national stage as well, so that we can give the profile that is necessary. Let me confirm two final things. A mention was made about energy or electricity distribution. It is not possible, and I agree, to be able to unlock the potential of our special economic zone, our agro-processing or manufacturing without energy. And that is the reason why the government of Kenya has dedicated 1.2 billion shillings this year to Murang'a on matters to do with energy. And the members of parliament from Murang'a know where the priority areas are. I have been informed that it may be necessary to have a substation at the special economic zone. That will be an extra addition, and I will take it up with the Ministry of Energy so that we can provide sufficient power to drive the industrial capabilities that will be built around our special economic zone. Let me also say one more thing. It is not possible to drive this whole transformation, whether it is agricultural productivity or manufacturing progress, if our citizens are not healthy. And it is the reason why we have developed a national program of elevating our health infrastructure and making it accessible to as many citizens as possible. I was getting the statistics today. People in Murang'a, 283,000 are already registered on the SHA platform. You have clapped too soon. Murang'a is number 35 out of 47. You have registered only 27% of the population of Murang'a. I want to encourage, I will be sending the people from SHA and the people from the ministry to sensitize the people of Murang'a to work with the county government so that we can bring on board citizens. It is my intention that no citizen will have to sell their property or livestock or plots to be able to pay for health. It is possible for us to have a health infrastructure that supports all of us. And
my name is Teresia Ovinya Nicholas. I am an advocate. I'm a council member from the Law Society of Kenya.
And therefore,
it is unfortunate upon this day, we are finding ourselves here in Siaya County, actually right now outside the Siaya police station, because we received some complaints of a surveyor who was duping the public of being an advocate, drawing pleadings, especially conveyancing pleadings, that is sale agreement, transfer agreements and whatnot. Yet, that is not the purview of surveyors. So we came in today and we confirmed that she's...
SMEs in Murang'a, we just released from Kenya Development Corporation 300 million shillings for our small traders so that we can support them. Let me also confirm that we are in the process of registering small business enterprises so that we can provide training for them. We are looking for 800 entrepreneurs across Kenya, and we will be funding at least 70 enterprises in every ward with 50,000 shillings, 3.5 million shillings per ward, to make sure that we scale up some of our micro and small enterprises. We are looking at 100,000 young people across Kenya who will benefit in that process. And between the government of Kenya and the World Bank, we have dedicated 5 billion shillings for the scale-up of those small businesses.
Upon this day, we are finding ourselves here in Siaya County.
Mwangi for offering to finance whatever development we will be looking at the special economic zone. I know that there is some exercises we have to do, and we will do our part, and we will take you for your word on your part. I am confident of Kenya's economic future, and it lies in empowering our counties to become vibrant hubs of production, innovation, and enterprise. Murang'a, from what I see, is ready. Our counties, from what I observe in every county that I go to, they are also ready. Let us work together across all levels of government, with the private sector and development partners to unlock opportunities, uplift livelihoods, and build a Kenya that works for all of us. Asante sana Murang'a. Mambo yale mengine tutakuja tuseme tukipata nafasi. Poleni nilichelewa kidogo asubuhi. Huyu Kang'ata ndiye alinichanganya. Alikuwa ameniambia ni kesho, alafu akaniambia ni leo, alafu akaniambia ni kesho. So lakini nafurahi ya kwamba nimepata nafasi ya kufika hapa ndio tuweze kukubaliana vile tutasonga mbele pamoja, na nakubaliana na viongozi waliosema ya kwamba wakati tuko nayo sasa ni ya kupanga vile maendeleo itapatikana katika taifa letu la Kenya. Mambo ya siasa itafuata baadaye, na kila mtu atakuja kushowcase ile kazi amefanya. Kwa sasa sisi wote tuungane, tushirikiane, tuhakikishe kwamba tunabadilisha taifa letu la Kenya kwa miradi, kwa mipango ya maendeleo. And you have my assurance and commitment that I will work with the leadership in Murang'a County, at the county level and at the national level, for the progress of Murang'a and Kenya. Thank you very much, and God bless you. Asanteni sana.
My name is Teresia Ovinya Nicholas. I am an advocate. I am a council member from the Law Society of Kenya. It is unfortunate upon this day, we are finding ourselves here in Siaya County, actually right now outside the Siaya police station, because we received some complaints of a surveyor who was duping the public of being an advocate, drawing pleadings, especially conveyancing pleadings, that is, sale agreements, transfer agreements, and whatnot. Yet, that is not the purview of surveyors. So we came in today and we confirmed that she's been doing this for the past 2 years. We've been able to nab her, and we've just arraigned her here at the police station, where she'll be able to record her statements and the details of the legal practice. We want to urge members of the public, please, when you're going to seek for legal representation to an advocate, confirm that your advocate is a licensed advocate whom their data is actually with the Law Society of Kenya.
In Siaya County, I think most of the people who are affected are widows who have been crying, especially when it comes to succession cases. where some members of the public have taken up the advocates' roles to draw succession documents, send them to court for filing, but when they reach there, they find that they were duped and their money has since gone. So that is why we are here today, to ensure that we clean up the system, and this is an ongoing process. Today we have just been able to make one arrest. Tomorrow we are still going to make more. So we are warning members of the public, if you know you have been posing as an advocate and you know that you are not one, we are coming for you.
First thing you can confirm, if you have a smartphone, you can go to your Google, then you can search LSK advocates. It will give you search engine for the advocates where you can actually key in the names of the purported advocate who is supposed to serve you. From there, you will be able to see if indeed the name of that advocate is within the database of the Law Society as a recognized advocate. If they are not, we will urge you do not proceed with that transaction. Go and report in the nearest police station, because now we are working with the police, so that we'll be able to ensure the publics are not going to be duped by these masqueraders who are taking their money, who are stealing from them, and who are above all tarnishing the name of advocates. Secondly, to our members of the Law Society of Kenya, it is unfortunate that you've also discovered you are actually harboring these masqueraders. You know very well fighting is illegal. You cannot share places with someone who is not an advocate. That's number one. Number two, why are we allowing these people to infiltrate our profession by our own self? I'm calling upon new members of the Law Society of Kenya, myself included. Let us stand vigilant and safeguard our profession. It is a noble profession. It is not just any profession. And if we keep on allowing and hosting these masqueraders in our offices, in the name of opening a satellite office, and you leave a clerk or a secretary to handle it, it is wrong. Let us be guided by the rules and laws.
Tumesalia kwa kusimama. Mheshimiwa Naibu wa Rais, naomba unikubalie nimwalike Dr. Pastor Kefa Matena wa kanisa la Kiadventista atuongoze kwa maombi. Karibu sana Pastor.
Tukiwa tuko hali tulivyo, naomba tuombe pamoja. Mungu na mtakatifu Baba wetu, ishie mahali pa juu mbinguni, sifa na shukrani ziwe kwako leo na hata milele, kwa kuwa unastahili sifa kwa makuu na utendea siku baada nyingine. Asante kwa kujalia wageni wote ambao wamepata nafasi kufika katika sherehe ya siku ya leo, kiongozwa na mgeni makamu wa rais wa taifa letu la Kenya, Mheshimiwa Profesa Kithure Kindiki, na wageni wengine wote ambao wameweza kufika. Naomba kwa ajili ya utulivu na amani katika nchi yetu ya Kenya, naomba uongozi wa nchi hii, tukianzia rais, huyu makamu wake wa rais ambaye amepata nafasi kufika katika kaunti ya Nyamira, viongozi wanaoshirikiana katika uongozi wa nchi hii. Letu Mungu wetu ni kuomba wape hekima, wape busara ya kuongoza hao wana na binti zako katika nchi hii, katika hali watakiri kwamba hakika wanao viongozi wanaowajali. Asante kwa sherehe ya siku ya leo, ambao hitaji lake kuu ni kuwapa nguvu kwa wajane ambao katika kaunti hii. Kunao wafanyabiashara wadogo kwa ajili ya kujiendeleza. Nao wenzetu ambao wamejaliwa kuwa na hali ya unyongo katika njia moja au nyingine. Katika sherehe hii tunaomba yeye atakapofika mwisho wake, hakika lengo hilo lipate kutimika, na hatimaye sifa na shukrani siwe kwako leo na hata milele, kuwa kiongozi wa mkutano huu tangu sasa hadi mwisho wa